31st verse. It's a very aptly quoted and an extremely important verse according to me. ananyāścintayantō ye janāḥ paryupāsatē tēṣāṁ nityābhiyuktānāṁ yōgakṣēmaṁ vahāmyaham. It is Bhagavan Krishna's guarantee to a bhakta. He gives a letter of guarantee to the bhakta, to the devotee. He says, because many people are afraid to drown themselves in the worship of the Atman, in the worship of the Lord, because they are afraid, well, I am along with the family members, my sons are very small, I have to run a house. If I have to drown myself for 24 hours to think of the Lord, who will look after my family's welfare and my son's welfare and my welfare? After all, there should be enough materials for me to cook at home, and my son has to come up very well. So who will look after them all? The Lord is giving a guarantee. You don't bother. Just on that account, it can only be an excuse for many people. So the Lord is prepared to give a guarantee. If only you were to be after me all the 24 hours, continuously engaged in my thoughts, in thoughts of the Lord, then all your house welfare or welfare in the office, welfare in the society, every sort of thing which pertains to the material world, all facilities, all conveniences, all needs, all necessities, well, I'll be meeting them myself. I will not delegate it to somebody else to do it, because he may or may not do it. But I shall personally do it for you. I shall personally bear the burden of your entire family, and I guarantee it. Now come on. How many people you prepare? Even up to the guarantee. ananyāścintayantō. Those who think of me, chintayantah, thinking of me. People who think of me, it is plural. Ananya, how they should think. This word ananya has got two meanings. In one meaning it means, you should only think of me, not in the morning thinking of what food I am going to take, and in the noon thinking of my son's IIT examination, will he come through, will he be able to get through the entrance examination, and in the afternoon thinking of his daughter's marriage, how it could be accomplished. Thus, if you share the Lord along with various other thoughts, well, that is not called ananya bhakti. Ananya means there should be nothing else except the Lord in your thoughts. So that is called ananya bhakti. Anya means something else. Ananya means there is nothing else. I want the Lord and Lord alone. I don't want anything else. So that is called the ananya bhakti. Now, yōgakṣēmaṁ is concentration. It also comes to the ananya bhakti. It also comes to the But this ananya bhakti has got also another meaning. You should think of me as the formless, the highest, the supreme being and the supreme consciousness. Side by side you should not be thinking of Ganesha, side by side you should not be thinking of Shiva, side by side you should not think of the divine life. We can think, but think of them only as the form of that supreme being. Don't think of them as separate deities and separate gods. Because, as Bhagavan says, they are my minor additions. So if you think of them, you will get only minor benefits. But the only way is, you think of Shiva, you think of Vishnu, there is no harm. But you don't think of them as a separate deity. Apart from Ganesha, apart from Vishnu, apart from Narayana, apart from Ayyappa. You think he is the same supreme being, but I am conceiving him in this form as Narayana, and thinking of him in the form of the Divine Mother. That is called. We should not think that each deity is different from each other. Nedam yadidam upāsatē. The Upanishad say the way in which we people do the upasana. What we do? Morning, 6 o'clock, there was a Perapam Namburi. He went in Pradesh house. In the morning they said that he is doing the upasana of Lord Shiva till 6 o'clock. I was waiting. Then after a little while he said, what is the matter? It's not more than 1 hour. No. But today being Friday, he has started Lalita Sahasranama, he is doing Devi's Puja. Navavarana Puja is doing. Okay, he was speaking. Then after 1 hour, now what is the matter? Now he is doing, today being Wednesday, he is doing the Puja of Buddha. Like that, then he began to dig some holes wherever he was sitting on the ground. By the time that brother came, he says, what are you doing? He said, I am digging a well. What? You are digging a well in 100 places, you are digging a little, how can the well come? He said, you are digging in 100 places, you are worshipping 20 gods, morning Shiva, then Devi, then Ganesha, then other things. And you think that you can get your moksha, so I can get my water. So, you should think of one. Yes, you may worship anybody, but always think that you are worshipping the same. You may worship Ganesha on the same day, you may worship the Divine Mother, but don't think they are separate. Worship them as the final, the supreme consciousness or the supreme being who is the Paramacharya, who is the supreme soul, the soul who is in every being in the world. That is how we have to think of it. So, the Ananya Bhava, one thing it means, don't think of any other deity as separately, think of me as a whole, integral, holistic, the supreme being or the supreme consciousness. So, those people, ye janāḥ, those people who paryupāsatē, worship me, ma, those people who worship me. Here, ma doesn't mean that Lord Krishna who is standing with a body and with 4 hands. In Mahabharata war, so long as Krishna was in the chariot, he was having 4 hands. Because for Kriya Yoga purposes, because he has to be active. So he was with Chaturbhuja Rupam. It is given that. In the Bhagavad as well as in other places. He was having 4 hands. So, it doesn't mean that. Here when he says mom, he has identified himself with that supreme consciousness or the supreme being who alone is and whose projection is the entire, including all the beings. So he says who is that formless supreme being or that supreme consciousness. tēṣāṁ nityābhiyuktānāṁ. How should they think of him? Morning 7 to 8 or night 9 to 10? No. Nityābhiyuktānāṁ. Nitya means at all times, incessantly, continuously, without break. So you should think of him at all times. How can you do it? Whenever you open your eyes, whatever you see, you don't see a tree, you say this is also the supreme being. You don't see a fan, you say this is also a supreme being. Begin to see by imagination the supreme being in all the things. A day will come when the imagination will be solidifying itself into reality. It will become a reality. You go on thinking, that's all. Even when you see a donkey, you think it is also the Lord, the same consciousness there inside. But why is the donkey and why I am a different person? It is because of the intellect inside. The intellects are different. They carry their previous culture, their previous condition in the mind, the previous vasanas and samskaras, the latent tendencies. And that is why they are different. See, why the people are different? The supreme consciousness, its rays come and hit against the different intellects. And when they hit against it, that buddhi itself gets a sort of a chaitanya, a consciousness by itself. It is a reflected consciousness, it is not the original one. That reflected consciousness, we call it the jivatma or the individual soul. It is that which comes as the ego and which says that I am Shantananda, I am Krishnamurti, I am David, I am Johnson. This all. It is something which doesn't exist. It doesn't have an existence of its own. It's only a reflection. How can a shadow have a reflection at all? So a shadow cannot have a reflection. That's all. The ego is a mere shadow. And when you want to fight against your ego, you are fighting against your shadow. Who will win? You cannot win over your shadow. How can you fight with the shadow and win over it? It will always follow you. There are only two methods of fighting with the ego. Either you fight with it or you run away from it. All that you run away from ego, then what happens? Like a shadow is coming behind you. Your shadow will never leave you. Wherever you run, you find it. So you find, well, I can't fight the ego like this, I can't run away. But fighting also is impossible. So you can neither fight nor you can run away. Then how to remove the ego? What is the method of fighting with the ego? How can you leave your ahankara? There is only one method of leaving the ego. The method of fighting the ego is be aware that it is the ego and not the Atman. It will run away itself. Run away from the ego. அந்த வண்ணம் வெளியில் வச்சுடலாம். அதனால பரவங்கள் இங்கே வந்து சாப்பிட்டு இருக்காங்க. இங்கே அவர் லெக்சர் டிஸ்டர்ப். யாருக்காவது வண்ணம் வெளியில் வச்சுடுங்க, அவங்க சாப்பிட்டு. tēṣāṁ nityābhiyuktānāṁ. Nitya abhiyukta. Abhiyukta means those who are engaged constantly and incessantly. Nitya means constantly. Abhiyuktānāṁ who are absolutely engaged only in the contemplation of the self, only in going on thinking of my Lord, 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 in whatever way it may be. You may think of the qualities, or you may think of the attributes, you may think of simply as Atman, or you may just take the name of the Lord as Krishna, Rama, anything you like. So long as you think that you are thinking of the highest form of God, which is the super soul or the super self, then for those people, yōgakṣēmaṁ aham vahāmyaham. I who bear the burden of the entire welfare. Vahāmi means I bear, I carry it. So the Lord says that I carry the burden of God. Yōgakṣēmaṁ. Yōgakṣēmaṁ has got. See, English is very poor in its vocabulary for expressing the philosophical significances of the new welfare. We say welfare, it is not welfare. Yoga means purchase department. Alabdhasya labha. To get things which are not with you. So in the house, there is no rice. Who will go and purchase it? The Lord says, I will purchase it, don't worry. You need not take the ration card and go, I will provide the rice for you. So yoga means to get things which are not with you. Alabdhasya labha. Getting things which you don't have. So it is the purchase department. By purchasing alone it won't do. You will have to maintain them. Whatever you have. My son is there, he falls ill. So I don't want him to have wrong diseases and suffer. So I have to maintain him in the proper state. So I will have to rush to the doctor. Then I can't be thinking of God. So the Lord says, don't worry, I will maintain everything. Your refrigerator is to be maintained, I will maintain it. Your air conditioner is to be maintained, I will do it. Your department. yōgakṣēmaṁ vahāmyaham. So kṣēma means labdhasya samrakshanam. Samrakshana means protection. Protection of things which you have got. That is called kṣēma. To obtain things which you don't have, that is called yoga. These two together constitute the term welfare. So yōgakṣēmaṁ vahāmyaham. You see, this is not an idle statement. I will tell you two incidents which are personally known to me. There is a place called in Punjab, Purushottamanada. I went and happened to meet one Mahatma. He was an accountant in the Punjab National Bank there. His name was Swamiji. He was living alone. And many people used to consider him as a guru. I stayed for 2-3 days with him. He was telling his earlier story. He was in the Punjab National Bank in a lower capacity. He was the labor union president. For some strike or something which he arranged, he was dismissed from service. And his own colleagues were not prepared to support him. He got disgusted with lying. What sort of a lying? I have given my life for the laborers, and none of them is now supporting me. So, he said, let me commit suicide. But committing suicide, he said, I will do it at Vrindavan, because it's a sacred place for many people. So let my body die there. He went to Vrindavan. He was having a body because for 10-15 days he was ill mentally. He didn't take meat. He allowed the beard to grow. He went and sat near the Jamuna river, and he was looking at the things from seeing people who were taking bath, which side is deep enough for him to drown himself at night. Because when people are there, he can't go and drown himself. He wanted to commit suicide. When he was sitting, an old man with a tilak and all that, it was Mahatma in white robes. He came to him and said, son, we have no business to take away your life, because your life is not yours. It was given by the Lord, it is His to dispense with. We have no business to interfere with it. He said, how this man happens to know what is in my mind? He asked him. He said, don't worry. When we are worshipping the Lord, Lord gives us all the powers. Then he said, I don't believe in a God. If there is a God, why was he dismissed from the Punjab National Bank? So I don't believe in him. You prove to me that there is a God and he looks after us. Then I will believe. And you should prove it before today evening, because otherwise tonight I am going to commit suicide here, drowning myself in Jamuna river. He laughed, he said, if God wills, He will give all the proof He wants. Anyway, in case you get your proof before the evening, you come and ask for me, I am in such and such kutia, my name is such and such Mahatma. He said, and he went away. He was waiting, then he suddenly saw on the Jamuna river there was a small island-like place full of trees. And it was not easy of access, because there was quite a good distance, the water was deep enough. One has to go by a boat. There was a boat. He went and asked the chap, take me to the other side. He said, you want to come back? He said, no, you take me to the other side, I'll pay you what you want. He demanded some fire rupees, he gave the fire rupees, whatever was in his hand. He went there, he sat on that island, there was nobody. He said, if there is a God, I am going to only think of Him now. If there is a God, let Him give me proof that He is there. Today let Him give my food, I am here, I will not go anywhere. Let Him give me food, I will believe. When he was sitting like that, it was an actual story he himself told me, the gentleman himself told me. It was 1979, I went and met him in Uttar. And when he was sitting, say about 10:30 or so, 11 o'clock, two monkeys came and sat in the tree and they were keeping some chapatis in their mouth. A number of chapatis. A few of them fell down in his lap. In anger, he took it and threw it away. I am not a beggar. I don't want this type of food. I want first-class food. Not like this. So if there is a God, let Him give me a first-class food, not in this way. This is a very disrespectful method. I don't know such a God who deals with me as if I am a beggar. Well, another 1 hour passed. It was about 12 o'clock. A number of school boys and girls came in their camels, paddling it themselves. They came for a picnic over there, and they brought a lot of things, including their ice creams and that ice box. And the moment they came, they selected a spot, they put a nice dari and all that down below carpet. And they said, before we start playing and all that, let us have our meal. It's already 1 o'clock. 12:30. So they placed everything and they placed leaves and all that, and they were placing all food. They brought puris, vegetables, potatoes, all sorts of things. Suddenly they saw this man sitting underneath a tree, a man with a beard and all that. He was staring at them. These people say, hey, some Mahatma is there with a beard. He is staring at them. Let us also give something, otherwise we will all get stomachache. So these fellows took one nice leaf, they put everything, they put puri, all those things, and a little of an ice cream, everything they took. So he got including desserts. It was an army fair, army office, army mess, officers mess. So they took them and said, Mahatma ji, because everybody was got beard, is a Mahatma. So they went in and offered it to him. He didn't take it, he began to weep first. Lord, I never thought that you were there and you would do this for me. Who has never thought of you in all his life. Only this morning only I began to think of you. And he took his meal somewhat, and then those fellows offered him. Because that boat has gone back. There was no boat there. He can't go back. These fellows said, Swamiji, if you want to go back, we have got space, we will take you in our car. So the evening he went back also. He went to that kutia, met that old man, he became his shishya. He was continuing as an accountant in the Punjab National Bank when I met him, and he was considered as a great Mahatma. And he was spending his time always thinking of the Lord. So this is one case. The second case is, 1993 I met a Swamiji called Vinayakananda in the Ramakrishna mission at Kamarpukur, the birthplace of Ramakrishna. He was a young man from Karnataka. He was telling his case. 2 years back, they said in this Ramakrishna mission they only make us do work. They don't give us time for meditation. We want to do some austerities, tapasya. Along with one Brahmachari, both of them ran away. This Brahmachari is still there. His name is Ravi. This Vinayakananda has since resigned. He is somewhere in Karnataka. Both of them simply left without telling anybody. They ran away. They went to Madhya Pradesh. And they found a big forest over there. They said, let us go inside the forest and speak, thinking only of God. God will provide us peace. These are foolish notions. But sometimes God also indulges people in their foolish dreams too. Because He is compassionate enough, because He is your own self. That's why. So they asked some people, they said, well, there is nothing inside, it's all a wild forest and all that. So they didn't meet, they went. And they said, after all the monkeys are there, they are eating something. So some fruits. So why not we take it, bother about food. They went over there. And inside they found there was nothing there, there were no monkeys, there were no trees, there were trees, but nothing, fruit baggings of thorn trees, so some things were there, but no fruits, nothing was there. It doesn't matter, something will come, don't worry, let us think of God. They sat there 1 day, 2 days, the second night onwards, the hunger became a little high. The third day it became worse. They began to think of all the sweets they have taken in Belur Mutt and not of God. On the fourth day they didn't know what to do when they were sitting. A chap came bringing a full bunch of bananas, a complete bunch straight from the tree, ripe ones, yellow ones. He came to them. I wanted to know whether you are still here, so otherwise I would have brought meals, but I have brought these bananas. They just fell on it, finished the entire bunch. For 4 days they have been. And they asked him then, how did you know that we are here? He said, that day when we saw you people coming inside the forest, I said that these are some loony chaps, some madcaps who call themselves spirituals, so they are going to suffer. But that day I was going for a marriage, it took me 4 days to come back. So I just wanted to see in case you people are there, this is why I brought the punch. See how the Lord has provided. See, these are cases somewhere where at least they have thought about God. Sometimes He even looks after those who are very needy, who are extremely helpless condition, at that time also He helps. Sometimes. But not the people who are capable of looking after themselves and they don't bother about God, but only they expect the God to provide for them. Once there was a chap, he went into the forest, he saw a fox with its 3 feet cut, so it can't move anywhere, but it was quite healthy. He said, how this could survive here? It can't move anywhere. It is lying under a tree. So let us see what happens. So he was hiding in a tree and he was watching. By the afternoon, a tiger brought the carcass of some big animal, something like a cow or some such thing. and it ate and left the remnants by the side of the fox. It went away and the fox was eating the balance. He said, oh, the Lord provides them. Why should I go here and there and do some work? Now God will do. He went and sat on one side of the forest and he was thinking God is going to provide, God is going to provide. 2 days over, 3 days over, he began to shout, oh God, you provided for the fox, don't you remember this ox? I am here sitting and you are not providing. Then one voice came from the heavens, hey, don't imitate the fox, imitate the tiger. That means you go and eat yourself and bring and help some other people too. The tiger not only ate, it gave to the fox. So all these things happen. So this yōgakṣēmaṁ vahāmyaham, it has happened. I am only giving you the recent anecdotes which I personally knew. So tēṣāṁ nityābhiyuktānāṁ yōgakṣēmaṁ vahāmyaham. So those who are continuously engaged in contemplation of myself, I do look after their welfare. So yoga and kshema. Alabdhasya labha, labdhasya samrakshana. Yoga means purchase department. Whatever you don't have, God will look after it. He will see that those things are provided to you. And whatever you have, He will see that they are maintained in proper condition. Maintenance department is kshema. Now we come to the next one. tēṣāṁ jnāti nityābhiyuktānāṁ yōgakṣēmaṁ priyōgakṣēmaṁ aham saca mama priyaha. This requires a little background. This comes in the 7th adhyaya of Bhagavad Gita. Just perhaps one or two, just the previous verse. Bhagavan says, Krishna says, there are 4 categories of my bhaktas. The devotees can be divided into 4 types. Artha, jityasu, artharthi, jnani cha bharatarsham. Chaturvidha bhajante ma, janāḥ sukritur. The 4 types are, the first type is a person who has been wandering into the world in several births after births, suffering in every birth, due to poverty, due to diseases of the cells, diseases and ailments of his close relatives, wife, son. So all sorts of problems he has had. So he becomes absolutely tired, and then rather he is completely disgusted with the world and he prays to the Lord, please teach me how to get out of this world. He is called Artha. Artha means a man who is absolutely grief-stricken after having been beaten badly in this phenomenal world by the circumstances. That's all. He can no more bear it. He says, Lord, let me get out of this birth and death cycle. So he is Artha. The second one is a scientist. He is called the Jigyasu. Jigyasu means he inquires. This is such a big, beautiful world is there. And we find that everything happens correctly. A mango tree at all times gives a mango. It doesn't forget and one day gives a banana, no. A human womb gives always a human child. It never forgets and one day gives a goat's child. So, when there is a beautiful system, there should be a system maker. Who is there? Is there somebody like? So, he is a scientist who wants to inquire and he wants to know, is there a God? And if there is a God, where is he? What does he? How to reach him? So, this is the second type. He is called the Jigyasu. The third type is, many of us come under this category. It is called Artharthi. Artharthi means a man who goes to God. Every time he requires a promotion, every time he requires an increment, every time his son gets 100 degrees temperature, God, Venkatachalamji, I'll put 1 rupee in this cloth and keep it. Please see that my son becomes normal tomorrow, his temperature becomes normal. So these are all Artharthi. Artharthi means people who demand various things from God. Sometimes in return they also promise, I'll give you 1 coconut if I become okay. That also happens. Artharthi. And nowadays, people are very clever also. who became very ill. He prayed to Venkatachalapati. He was a farmer. Lord, it's about 2 weeks since I met and no doctor could cure me. If you will cure me by tomorrow, I will sell off my bullock. He had only one big bullock, costing 5,000 rupees. I will sell off my bullock and give the sales process to a hundi. And by chance, the next day morning, he became perfectly well. Now he was in a consternation. He had only one bullock. So what he did, he put a big board for sale. A package sale, a hen and a bullock for 4,000 rupees together. You have to take it. 1 rupee for the bullock and 3,999 for the hen. The total is 4,000. Now, people say that after all a bullock, it is going to cost 5,000 rupees, 1,000 rupees, they are not going to get it. So somebody purchased it, he said 1 rupee to Venkatachalapati. So nowadays people are very clever. So, the fourth type after authority is Jnani. Jnani is a type who knows that the Lord is formless. He is the ultimate superconsciousness who is beyond all. And he is the soul of all the beings and everything. And so, who is just trying to meditate on him, knowing fully well that the Lord is not in room number 302 in Vaikuntha or in Kailasa. He is with everybody. He is in all the beings. So, he is called the Jnana. So he told that these are the 4 categories. Now, the question was, who is the best you like? You see, all the 4 are your bhaktas, all the 4 are your devotees. Please tell us whom you like better. Now, this is the answer he gives. He says, tēṣāṁ jnāni nityābhiyuktānāṁ ekabhaktir vishishyate. Tēṣāṁ, out of those 4 categories. So this tēṣāṁ cannot be understood unless we know the previous shloka. So out of those 4 categories of my devotees, the jnāni, who is a jnāni, nityābhiyuktānāṁ, who is constantly remembering me, who is constantly united with me in his thoughts, who is always thinking of the Atman. So, nityāyukta. Not only nityāyukta, eka bhakti. His entire devotion is concentrated on me. He is not prepared to think of anything else. His bhakti is not towards his parents. His bhakti or his devotion is not to his wife. His bhakti is not towards his shares and debentures. He has got only one devotion. He is solely devoted to the Atman, to the self, to the Lord. So, Eka Bhakti, he has got only the soul devotion to the soul being, that is the Lord, who is Satchidananda, who is existence, consciousness and bliss. This is how we define it. So he says, out of them this Jnani, who is incessantly united with me in his thought, and whose devotion is solely concentrated on me alone, Vasishta. Vasishta means he is very special. He excels everybody else. Vishesha means special. So Vasishta means, compared to others, he excels them all. He is the best of them. Vasishta, he is the best of them all. Then, further he says, Priyogi Jnaninaha Atyartham Aham. You see, I am liked by those jnanis. I am their beloved. All the jnanis consider me as their own soul, as their own life, as their own beloved. So, Aham jnaninaha atyartha priya. They are excessively fond of me. Atyartham, excessively. Priyaha, fond. They like me. They are excessively fond of me. Atyartham priyaha. They like me. So in turn, see, love begets love. If you want to get the Lord or that self, the only key to open the door of the self is love. You love him unconditionally, love him incessantly. That in turn gets you his full love. But his love is grace. His love is grace. You know, in this world, there are two forces. The one force you call it the gravitational force. Every item you love, I love my son, I love my wife, I love my child. So all these items have got a gravitational force which pulls you down, which pulls you down. You love your wife, it will pull you down. You love your son, it will pull you down. You love your motor car, it will pull you down. So that's the gravitational force. The other one is the force of grace. It is the grace of the Lord that is pulls you upward towards you. So this is the downward pulling force, what you call it eccentric, and that is concentric. That takes you towards the center, and this takes you away from the center. That's what happens. So that pulls you back. So the only way to get all happiness is to be constantly and incessantly engaged in thinking of Him with love. Don't think of Him just like you will think of a table or a chair. No. All your emotions should be in it, and you should know He is the most beloved of me. I can't live without Him. So in that way, you should love your goal, and your goal is a chaitanya. It's a consciousness. It is something which is conscious. So that cosmic consciousness, it is aware of your love. If I were to love this book, the book is not aware that I love that. So it can't give me back any love. On the contrary, that higher being, He is all consciousness, He is all love, He is all compassion. So, a little of love you give, He will return it thousandfold. His love will enfold us like anything. So, Priyohi Jnaninotyartham, they love me. So naturally, Aham sacha mama priyaha. So, I am fond of him. Saha, he, mama priyaha, he is my beloved. I am his beloved, and he is my beloved. So I like him, he is my favorite, so it is the Jnani who is my favorite, I like him. Elsewhere, he says, Jnani tu atmaiva me matam. A Jnani is not different by myself, he is my very self. All others are outsiders life, so I like them as devotees. A Jnani is not a devotee, he is my own self. He is me. So I don't consider different from me. So he is myself, he says. That is that. Later on, he is going to ask, Arjuna is going to ask again. Again he asks, there are people who are devotees, who are devoted to you, emotionally they come to you, like Tukaram, like Ramadev, like Jandev, they are all emotionally integrated with you, like the Alvars, like the Nayanar. So do you like that Bhakta, or do you like that Jnana? It's a very difficult question. It's almost like asking a mother, she has two sons, asking her, look here, only one son you can return, the other son you are taking away, which son you want? How can she say? Both the sons are equal to her. But then, when there is no other choice, she has to choose. You know how she chooses. The first son has all this MA, he is very well earning a good salary at Delhi. And not only he is a wise man, he is a Jnani, on the contrary, he is helping all the people. He is having tuition for 4 children. He is teaching them, so he lives on his own, he is independent. The second son, it is just 2.5 years old, 2 years old, it won't part with the mother, even for a second. Even when she goes to the bathroom, it will just catch hold of her sari, it will go inside. So the child will die even if she doesn't see the mother for half an hour. Whom will that mother choose? Mother will say, that boy Jnani is capable of looking after himself. This Bhakta, he won't leave my sari. So he will be very sorry if I were to die. So let me look after him, please give me this son. That's what she will ask. So there he chooses the Bhakta. But he says again, but Jnani is my son. He doesn't want to leave. Then, Bahunam Janmanante Jnanavan Aprapadyate Vasudeva Satramiti Samahatma Tudurlabha. Even though he likes the jnani so much for qualities, but he is giving a note of warning that a jnani's path is very tortuous. It will take a longer time, it's a longer path for a jnani to reach. Because a jnani always tries to use to some extent his jnana, knowledge. Knowledge means intellect. And if by intellect you want to approach the Lord, it is a very, very long path because you cannot catch him by the intellect. So you have to get rid of the intellect after a certain stage that becomes difficult. So you are so accustomed to logic, reasoning and intellect, you can't leave that. But you cannot obtain the Lord by any amount of your arguments, by any amount of your keen intellect. You can only obtain him through the heart. You can obtain him through emotions. Through the emotional approach, it will be easier. So he says, Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate. A jnani has got only one method. His method is constant meditation, contemplation of the Lord, incessantly for 24 hours. So, it takes him a number of births before he could reach me. Bahunam janmanam ante. Ante at the end. At the end of Bahunam means many, many. Bahunam janmanam. At the end of very, very many births, at the end of it, after undergoing birth after birth, and in each birth, going on incessantly thinking of God, sitting on meditation, contemplating, reflecting, going to satsang, going to the Guru, going to the scriptures, reading what the Atman is like, thinking of the Atman, going on thinking of it, and then going into samadhi, going into satori. Thus by doing the superconscious states for several births, finally he will be able to get it. That also only when he gets this final knowledge that my Atman is not only inside, he is outside at all places. He is in the leaf, he is in the twig, he is in the stem of the plant, he is in every particle of the sand, he is in the pillar, he is in the wall, he is everywhere. All the beings are all made up of the Lord only. They are all constituted by the consciousness. It is the conscience which is in all. Only thing is, the conscience is unmanifest in these things. Even this is conscious, but the conscience is not manifest. It is just like the electricity. The electricity is manifest very about the point, but it lies unmanifest in the entire circuit. But if you want to make it manifest, you will have to open up a point in it. So what you do, you call a book as a holy grantha. It's a holy book. Keep it somewhere. Put flowers. Worship. You are the very Lord. Yes, then the conscience will come even in this. That is why we take a stone. We put it, install it with a lot of hymns and all that, which give it all the powers, which are taken from everybody and then disconcentrated in it. And then it begins to grant you your goals. So that is called opening a point. Wherever you open a point, the conscience can reveal itself, but the conscience is everywhere. So the jnani knows everything is Vasudeva. Vasudeva here doesn't mean only the son of Vasudeva or Krishna. It is only a matter of telling. Vasudeva means the one who dwells everywhere. The Deva Yaha Vasati Saha Vasudeva. Or Vasa means the cloak which you wear to cover yourself. The entire world is clothed by him. He covers it. It is all covered by consciousness. Every item in the world is full of consciousness. So you think of that super consciousness who is just like a cloth which clothes everybody, or the indweller who is in everybody's heart, who lives everywhere in all the beings. So that day you know it, well, then you reach. And how many people will know it? 1 in 20 lakh, once in a way, will come to that. So, he says in another place, out of thousands of people here, it is only one man who comes to the Ramana ashram, who tries to do meditation. Even out of about 100 people, if they come here, out of 100, some go for picnics here. So only a few will come to the meditation hall and sit and do meditation, either there in Samadhi hall. Even out of them, 1 in a lakh out of the people who do the meditation will be able to reach the Lord, that too after so many paths. So the jnana path, you see, is a bit difficult. That's what Krishna's view is. Vasudeva sarvamiti, sa Mahatma sudurlabha. Sudurlabha is extremely difficult to find out of so many aspirants, out of so many sadhakas, so many are doing meditations. But out of them, a man who has come to that state of consciousness, where he feels that everything is the Lord, everything is the Supreme Being, everything contains that consciousness, everything is Vasudeva. That type of Mahatma, whose soul does not think that this body is individual, but it becomes so expanded as to encompass the entire world, all the beings in the world as the Lord. He is called a Mahatma. Mahatma means whose soul is so big as to comprise, as to encompass the entire world in his Atma. Self is not here, the self is everywhere. A man expands it to encompass everything in the world. He is called a Mahatma. Such type of Mahatma is extremely difficult to come by. So he says, Vasudeva sarvamiti. Sarvam Vasudevaha iti, that everything that he sees, all the objects of the world, the entire phenomenal world, it is constituted of that supreme consciousness who may be termed as Vasudeva. Vasudeva Sarvam iti. So such a Mahatma, Saha Mahatma, that type of supreme soul, an advanced soul, who is absolutely aware, who sees in everything that supreme being, Sudurlabha. He is extremely difficult to meet. That is, it is rarely one person out of lakhs and lakhs of people who are able to reach that stage. That means it's a difficult path. It takes long time to get that conviction that everything is the Lord. So long as you worship the Lord is inside your heart or somewhere else, then it takes long time. So the easier method is to know that everything comprises of the Lord, there is nothing but the Lord. In Gita you will find there are chapters where the same thing comes, that this is also the Lord, this is also the Lord, everything is the Lord, tapasya is Lord, jnana is Lord, like that you see.